Children, a big loving welcome to our very own channel, Ammu and You, where Ammu is ever ready and happy to narrate awesome stories to all of you. We all know the importance of stories in our life, and these stories impact us positively in shaping our lives and making it so much more meaningful. I particularly like selecting my stories for you. And so today I have a story about an amazing personality, a true story, a personality who inspires everyone. And we all admire the selfless love and service shown by her, Florence Nightingale, also known as the Lady with the Lamp. Florence Nightingale was a nurse, and she redefined the profession of nursing. She was a very saintly, self-sacrificing woman, a delicate maiden of high degree, leaving all the pleasures of life of ease for serving the wounded, the injured, the dying soldier. Her choice of career was beyond popular imagination of those times, because those times the nursing profession was not looked upon with respect. The hospitals were considered to be dirty places where only the wounded or the injured or the very needy would go. And it was not considered to be serving such people who really went there from not very affluent backgrounds. Florence Nightingale redefined this noble profession of nursing. She was a personality in the 19th century, and she was born to a rich family. A rich family who had a huge house in Derbyshire and another one in the New Forest. They were so rich and affluent that they could afford a number of holidays, tours around Paris. In her childhood, Florence would play with dolls, and so would her sister and brother too. When her sister would tear away the dolls and throw them away to get new ones, what would Florence do? Florence would pick those dolls up, sew them up, and restore them with so much love and care. She would treat them as if they were living. She had such compassion in her heart. She always ran to help the poor, sick neighbors, and cared for the wounded, sick animals around. The dogs, the cats, anyone who needed help and care, Florence Nightingale would be there. She would dream of serving people. She imagined herself moving among the beds in a hospital that had patients. She also dreamt of a heaven-like place for the patients. She could not stand the suffering of those sick, and she wanted to give them comfort in every possible way. It was a dream that she had right from her childhood. And she wrote all of these thoughts into her diary. And that is how the world got to know about them. She decided to go to the Salisbury Hospital in Germany for several months to work as a nurse. She really wanted to try out this profession. She was young, she was beautiful, and there were many, many young men who wanted to be her suitors, boyfriends, lovers. She was a normal young girl with normal feelings that any young would have. But unwavered, she had the strength to stand all oppositions that came her way of deciding this career by shunning away the normal life of marriage. Now, in those days, warding off a Victorian marriage was no small feat. There was so much of pressure from the family. In fact, her mother wept, saying with tear in her eyes that we are ducks who have hatched a wild swan. Little did the poor woman know that she was to be proven wrong in future, because it was not a wild swan that they had hatched. It was an eagle who was destined to soar high in the sky. She went to this hospital to learn nursing. She learned whatever she could do there, whatever she could learn in medicine, the field of nursing, to look after the sick, the injured, whatever she could. She just grasped everything. And all this learning experience confirmed her thought and desire to choose and set upon the career that she had decided upon, that of to be a nurse. After the experience of learning from that nursing hospital, she joined a charitable nursing home in Harley Street as a superintendent. And that was her first step to independence. She had started to make a living on her own. Her parents were not happy at all, especially her mother, because those were the Victorian times, and mothers always believed that the girls had just one path to tread on: to grow up, to be ladies, and to get married to deserving young men and settle into a family life. But Florence Nightingale had other plans. This normal path was not for her to tread upon. The comforts, the joys of this path did not attract her much. And as we say that God's calls are many and they are strange, it's difficult to decipher those calls. It was a different call from the God for Florence Nightingale. And that is why she always showed so much love and compassion for others right from her childhood. Now, Florence had been working at her nursing home for almost a year, doing very well for herself, and she was very satisfied in her profession. When the Crimean War broke out, the year was 1854, and the British Army went to fight in Crimea. Hearing of the war, there was a requirement of nurses to look after the hundreds of injured and wounded soldiers of the war. And it was a long, drawn-out war. Florence Nightingale, then, all of 34 years of age, desirous to serve, accustomed to command, jumped at the opportunity. She showed her willingness to go out there and care for the wounded soldiers. She managed to collect 38 nurses, and with the required official letters, amid a great burst of popular enthusiasm, she and her team of nurses left for Constantinople. Very surprisingly, seeing her dedication and her beautiful heart, her mother also had a change of heart, and she offered to go with her as her personal attendant. This is the power of love and service, children. It transforms people and the people around. So, Florence Nightingale left for Constantinople. She reached there and she was shocked to see what she saw there. There was a complete breakdown in the medical sector. Due to prolonged war, the administration also had collapsed. They never had expected the war to go on for so long, and they were not far-sighted. So they did not make the necessary arrangements to care for the injured and the wounded soldiers. They were in pathetic condition. Florence found the condition in the hospital out there hell. The huge building that claimed to be the hospital inhabiting the wounded soldiers had huge open gutters around. Big number of rats, bats, cockroaches, bedbugs were just freely moving around everywhere. There was no ventilation in the rooms, and so unbearable stench filled the atmosphere. There were no wash basins, no towels, no soaps, no brooms, no plates, no spoons, no forks. You name it, and nothing was there. Even the cooking arrangements were preposterously inadequate. And the laundry was just a farce. There was an acute shortage of medicines. There were no clean bandages, imagine, to nurse the wounds. This was the condition where Florence Nightingale landed herself with her team, and single-handedly, working 20 hours a day, every single day. Single-handedly, she became an administrative chief out there. She brought about changes wherever she could. She started off with clean bandages. At night, past midnight, she would move around in the hospital among all the patients, looking if they were all fine, holding a lamp in her hand. And that is where she got this name, the lady with the lamp. The patients would see the light of the lamp and would know that the wonderful lady was around to watch at them with so much love and efficiency and care. Soon, there was a huge recovery among the patients. The mortality rate just plummeted down. Everyone got to know about it. She wrote letters to the Red Cross chief and the Red Cross chief was so moved with her letter. Immediately, he sent off help in every possible form. Medicines, the nursing material, everything that was required was sent to Florence Nightingale at the hospital. And all of that helped the patients recover. It cheered them up. After taking care of their physical well-being, she took care of their mental and emotional well-being too. She would make them write letters to their loved ones. She would write letters on their behalf. She would spend time with them. She would talk with them. She would listen to their talks about their family, their loneliness. And all of this endeared her to all the patients around, all the soldiers around. They loved her from their hearts. She was a heroic lady for them. It was a remarkable feat what Florence Nightingale achieved out there. The world was talking about it. The Queen Victoria wrote a letter of gratitude to thank her. When she returned home, she was given a heroic welcome and she was awarded a merit, a reward of merit, which was a very rare phenomenon in those times. Florence Nightingale showed the world that what could be achieved with dedication, love, and compassion. And all her practices went down in the books for the nursing staff in the years to come. They are still the principles of nursing today. She is still the epitome of a perfect nurse today. She is an inspiration for all the nursing professionals in the world, even today. And it's not only about being a nurse. She showed love, compassion, care, and all of this selflessly. With the opening of the Nightingale Training School for Nurses at St. Thomas Hospital in the year 1860, she became the founder of modern nursing. Children, Florence Nightingale, the lady with the lamp, is such an inspiration to all of us. You can read more about her in books. You will definitely read about her in your school, in history, where they teach you international history. And the more you know about her, the more you will be in awe of her selfless service to the injured, wounded, and the needy. I hope you have liked the story. And I do hope that you have been inspired by such a beautiful heart, of a beautiful, inspiring figure named Florence Nightingale, the lady with the lamp. You can like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon, help the channel grow, help the story reach out to as many people as possible. And wait for Ammu again, who will come with a new story to you. Thank you for watching the video and thank you for listening to the story. Be good, be kind, be compassionate. Thank you, children. Bye-bye.